and hope you guys have been having a blessed day. Perfect. Make sure this microphone's good to go. Beautiful. I just want to do a quick little live video and just do some talking about how things have been going lately. I deleted my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Facebook, all of the social medias with the exception of Telegram to stay informed on the news with all the craziness going on in the world right now. And as crazy as it is, there's so many beautiful things. It's fucking crazy right now. It's such a controlled, chaotic world, but there's so much light in all the darkness going on, and I couldn't be more grateful. But just wanted to share something with you that I hope will help you guys. That's really been helping me, and through this dopamine detox, it's really been helping me figure out a lot about myself, honestly, and how much, at least me personally, and this may be for you as well, how much social media and all this excess this fake dopamine, this fake drug that the brain starts creating, whether it be through social media, whether it be through going out to parties, whether it be to going out to dinner with your friends, or you're looking for events or going to a movie to watch a movie or playing a video game. All of this is drugs, whether it be overeating, everything is drugs. And it's taken me to really get sober and clean on all levels to be able to start understanding this. And as I was able to clean my body, clean my mind, and everything started to begin to work from me out again. And I feel so blessed and so powerful. Colossal, impactful, to where I'm not just a regular Joe anymore. I'm not just a consumer. I'm not living from the world in. I'm really able to start shedding and spreading my light upon really the world, and start creating with the world instead of the world, whatever the opposite of creating, diminishing, would be for me. And that's just live off the top of my head. But I just wanted to go over how it's so interesting, because we're searching for all this dopamine. Everybody's depressed, everybody's anxious, everybody's running through all this fucking garbage in their life. And they're so worried about what the next thing is, Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? Well, what if I'm not good enough? Or all these doubts, all these fears, all this worry, all this scaredness. And there's so much power in fear, of people being able to plant a seed of fear into your mind. And there's so much power of control if you allow that fear to consume you. Now you're apt to being controlled by other people. And that's a terrible and scary fucking place to be, more than anything that's going on in the world right now, because that's where it all starts, is the fear. They know if we can be controlled by fear, all they have to do is create a problem, create a scary situation. And now they can come in and be the savior and the heroes, supposedly, and walk you into a path that those people decide, who created the fear, instead of, again, living from the internal out. So it was so interesting as I've been having these internal conversations with myself, because now that I'm not spending that time on the social media and everything like that, I'm forced to fill the time with other things. And what does it go to? It goes to the internal conversations between my head and my heart. And those are tough conversations to have sometimes. They're not always easy. They're not fun either. But you got to feel in order to heal. Shit hurts sometimes. Shit's hard sometimes. It's stressful sometimes, but as you move through it and as you feel those emotions instead of run from it, again, whether we're running from it or when you run from something, you're searching for that dopamine, that feel good feeling, because you don't want to face the suffering. But as I've been able to embrace suffering and almost fall in love with the suffering, because I know it's making me stronger, it's making me wiser, it is elevating me to the next step, I'm able to really maneuver in my world and see the divineness that's all around us at all times. And now I'm starting to learn a lot from experience, instead of, well, I have to go read another book, or I have to listen to another audio, or I have to hear another positive person talk to me. It's like, no, I got to get real with my fucking self. And as I started been getting real with myself, everything's been changing. I've been literally seeing miracles around me, not only for me, but for friends and family, and situations changing, negatives being literally ripped out of people's lives around me to make room for the abundance that's coming right now. I mean, a lot of crazy shit's happening in this world, and it's fucking beautiful for the power that people are starting to really get back into and understand the power we have within ourselves. But these internal conversations that I was mentioning, it's hard stuff sometimes, like I said. And every time we run from a problem, we run from a scared feeling, we run from a hurt feeling, we run from hard feelings because life's hard, it's challenging because maybe we're lazy, we're trying to procrastinate or something like that. We get weaker, we get trapped. That chain gets stronger. It's like you're looking away from it, but as you look away from it, the chain starts holding you down. The weight on the chain gets heavier and heavier, and it gets tighter. They start cranking. It gets into the ground more, and eventually you're completely trapped onto the ground, chained up, and you're not able to escape because you allowed it to get so tight. And eventually it'll kill us from the outside in if we don't learn to live from the inside out and start breaking those chains and embrace the suffering. And I was talking to a friend about this. His name's Brian, and I'm blessed to be able to have him around because we were talking about these good ideas. And I have so many fucking great people to bounce these ideas off of. But this conversation really stuck out and made me want to talk about this and record this. But in junior high school, and I've done a lot of crazy shit. I've done a lot of good shit, a lot of bad shit. But in junior high school, I was doing a lot of soul searching, doing a lot of stuff, and I don't have many regrets. I've done some crazy stuff, but I don't have many regrets. But the one regret I do have is stealing. In junior high school, we did some bad stuff, and we would do some stealing, and then we would sell what we stole. And I didn't understand what I was really doing until I got into adulthood and started earning everything that I have and what it takes to actually earn something. And that's the most terrible thing I could have ever done, is take from somebody and gain when I didn't earn it. That's the worst thing I could have ever done for myself. And that is the one thing, if I could move and adjust, I would work to move and adjust. But as I'm moving forward in my life, I'm like, man, I would never steal from another person anymore because I got fucking indoctrinated with loyalty, honesty, integrity. Loyalty, honesty, integrity, loyalty, honesty, integrity, loyalty, honesty, integrity, over and over and over. And I would never steal from somebody else now. It's the most interesting thing. It's like, why? I had to ask myself, and I had to ask my guy Brian, it's like, why are we stealing from ourselves then? If you're not going to steal from somebody else, that's great, but now you're going to steal from yourself because you're running from the problem, because we're running from the challenge, because we're running from the opportunity, because we're running from the hurt feeling. Now we steal from ourselves of the growth. We steal from ourselves, really the best version of ourselves, by having to go out and, well, you know what? I'm not feeling good. I had a shitty day. Let's go to the bar. Let's party. You know what? Let's go find a girl. You know what? Let's go find a distraction. Let's go find even people get sucked into positivity. Let's go find another book to read, and you get so ingrained in that you're now, it's like the people in religion. It's like, well, I went to church this Sunday. Did you go to fucking church? Well, you didn't go to church, so who are you? It's like, no, only God can judge us. It's like, you're not better than them because you went to church on Sunday, they didn't go, or you're not better than them because you read a book and they didn't read a book. If we get trapped in that fucking box, it's a terrible place to be. And again, we're stealing from ourselves without even realizing it. And so we're stealing from ourselves the growth that we're needing as a human being by, again, social media. Well, let's go see what everybody else is doing in their life. Well, let's see what's going on in politics. Well, let's see what's going on in the world. Well, let's see what's going on everywhere else except the internal. And as soon as that happens, again, we limit ourselves. So we're stealing from the best version of ourselves every time we try to distract ourselves, every time we bullshit ourselves or we run from a problem instead of face it. We got to feel in order to heal. And feeling isn't fucking fun all the time, but it's necessary. And it is absolutely it has to be done. No matter what, it has to be done. Or you're going to start withering away, and you're going to start blowing around like a leaf in the fucking wind, or a wave on the ocean. It just takes you wherever the fuck you want to go. But if you can understand that you do not deserve to steal from yourself, and now all of a sudden, instead of, well, I got to go out to dinner with my friends, now it's like, well, you know what? I want to work on Teague today. Or I want to work on myself today. I want to work on elevating. and whatever that may be. And you might have to read, you might have to get into positivity, you might have to do some studying, and that's okay. All I'm saying is don't consume yourself with it and allow that to become your drug. Because I was in alcohol, I was in drugs, I was in all kinds of different stuff. And until you have been in those shoes, that you don't understand. Everything's a drug. Food's a drug. Movies are a drug. I'm gonna go watch 2 more movies because I don't want to face the problems because I feel fucking lonely today. Or I'm gonna go play some video games today because you know what? I don't want to do my chores. I don't want to do the stuff that I have to do to feel great. But what I've been finding, especially getting into the fighting shape I'm getting back into, because I'm going to be fighting at the end of this year, and I'll tell you why I'm fighting in just a second. The harder I work, the more dedication I put in, the more sacrifice that goes into elevating myself and mastering my craft, I feel so much better. And I'm starting to get dopamine from real life. My phone's not fucking around me all the time. I don't have to be like, oh fuck, what happened on Instagram? What's next? I don't have to be like, oh, is this changing in the stock markets? Is this changing in the politics? Is this changing in all kinds of bullshit? I don't have to worry about that. I just get to observe, be grateful, and see all the beautiful things happening around us. And they're happening all the fucking time. But if you're not aware to them, if your reticular activating system isn't ignited towards that stuff, now you're distracted and you're getting sucked back into the outside world in instead of the inside world out. But it's scary. It's fucking scary. And what's crazy about this is fear. So fear and faith, they can't live in the same place. One is either there or it's not there. Napoleon Hill talked about a guy, W. Clement Stone, and he's like, well, he wouldn't tolerate a worry, because if he tolerated a worry, it would be an insult to his intelligence, is what his rare recordings would say. And it's so fucking real, it's sick, because every time you worry, you are literally doubting that the creator, the man upstairs, whatever you want to call it, that one power, you're doubting that has your back. And as soon as you start doubting that has your back, now you start searching outside, in the phone, in the bar, with a female, with a significant other, or whatever it may be. You start looking for that to fulfill you instead of the inside out, the internal, that creator, that power to work through you, the God that dwelleth inside us. You just have to tap in and let your body be the vessel for it if you choose to. You can cut it off anytime, but you're not going to get fulfilled. You might get temporarily fulfilled, just like you might be able to go get drugs, and man, that felt good for a little while. Then the high's gone. It's like, fuck, now it's back. Now the shittiness is back. Oh, you might be able to go to the bar. And then after everything's all done, said and done, chick leaves, and you're like, fuck, that wasn't fulfilling. You know, I want some real love, not just some sexual intercourse and some bullshit to try to mask my emotions. It doesn't work that way. And the more I've been working, and I hope to God you guys can do this as well. It doesn't matter what your craft is, but the more I've been working and dedicating towards my craft, the more I just feel great in real life. And I'm no longer stealing from myself. And then the more I invest into the self and work with that creator, work with that one power, man, I've never felt like this. It's fucking crazy. And it's the good that I used to have that I lost along the way mixed with something new. And I mean, call it alchemy, call it whatever the fuck you want to call it. Call it just learning and matching and mirroring. Call it marriage of the two, the body and the spirit, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, if you guys outwork people, outwork the scared, hurt, weak victim version of yourself, if you outwork that person, that fear, because that's where that person lives, is in fear and terror and doubt and scarcity. And you can start feeding. It's the Indian proverb. There's 2 wolves inside you, and whichever one you feed more, that is the one that's going to take over. That's what you're going to become. And it's so fucking true. Are you going to feed the fear, the bitch made, the scared, the terrified, the weak and the victim wolf? Or are you going to feed the abundant, the loving, the kind, the real, and the strong? And he only got strong by going through the suffering and the strong. So embrace the suffering and the wisdom that's going to come with those experiences that we suffer through. It's like, if you start feeding that one more, it becomes you. And again, Why would you steal from the best version of yourself every single time? Well, I got to go see what everybody else is doing in their life. Well, I got to go see who's on Tinder. Well, I got to go out to my friends because, you know what, they're not even happy with themselves. So let's all go be unhappy together and act like we're not fucking unhappy because we're going to go to the bar and we're going to pick up chicks and we're going to go to a movie and we're going to go to a dinner together and we're going to talk about all this bullshit that doesn't matter. Like I'm going to talk about the sports and I'm going to talk about all the politics and all this fucking garbage, all this distractions instead of getting true to yourselves. That's the fucking law. That's it. To thine own self be true. That's it. That's it. Work with the man upstairs. Work with that creator. I don't care what you call it. If you start feeding that fucking wolf. I'm telling you guys, in this scared fucking victim, a depressed, anxious fucking time frame, they're separating right now. With all of the craziness going on, there's only going to be two type of people, and they're going to be either sucked into the abundant mentality and the growth and the strength and the movement and the elevation, or they're going to get trapped and enslaved by those chains, boom, and stuck in the fucking ground for as long as it takes for them to get so goddamn uncomfortable that finally they're like, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. I can't do it by myself. I need help. And who do you ask when you need help? You got to ask the internal. Because who's internal? The big G, the man upstairs. So whatever you want to fucking call it, it's there. And that's the reason I have to fucking fight. So I'll be fighting in the fourth quarter this year because at some point I was never scared of it before. And then all of a sudden I got fucking scared. During wrestling time, when I was dominating, when I was conquering and doing my thing, man, I felt like a beast. But I was still stealing from myself. I was feeding the greed. I was feeding the envy. I was feeding all that bad wolf. But now I can regain that confidence that I had, but now do it out of love. Do it out of I'm feeding the elite version of myself. I have to fight because guess what? I'm fucking terrified of it. And I can't afford to feed that terror. I can't afford to live in fear anymore. I got to live in complete faith. And if I worry, oh, well, what if you get knocked out? Well, everybody has a fucking puncher's chance. Well, you know what? What if you lose? Well, I can't even think like that. Floyd Mayweather says, I never lose because I never think about losing. He's never feeding that fucking scared wolf. It's like whoever you want to call it, the greats, they never feed that scared bitch-made victim mentality wolf, guys. And if you can start cutting that off and you realize, hey, I'm scared to do something, that's exactly where you got to go. Guess what? You got to make the door gets locked behind you. It's you and another person trying to cause damage to you in there. And it's do or die. And just getting in there is such a big fucking win. By feeding that elite version of yourself, you're unstoppable. It doesn't matter what you do, whether it be fighting, whether it be a business decision or taking a risk to believe in yourself and move forward. It doesn't matter. Just face the fear. Don't let it consume you, because as soon as you let it consume you, or guess what? You know what? I had a kid out of high school, so I didn't finish doing my stuff. You know, I got to take care of my kid. I don't need to worry about fighting. But inside, there's this fucking movie that's saying, T, you got to do it. You got to do it. You want to be the best version of yourself? You got to do it. It's a valid excuse. You know what? Well, you don't have to. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You got stuff you got to focus on. Bigger things take more priority right now. But there's this movie running in my fucking head that was gifted to me. I didn't decide it. It's just been in there. And now I get to decide, am I scared of that movie? Am I going to run from it and distract myself from it in every fucking way, shape, or form that I can? Or am I going to run towards it and say, you know what, whatever the fuck happens. I'm going to stack everything in my favor to be able to make sure I conquer where I can conquer and let the cards fall where they fucking may. And go in there with peace and clarity and let that real dopamine, let that real drugs of facing the fear and conquering the fear, or facing a challenge and conquering the challenge, let that real dopamine take place. And you start getting the brain hooked on that dopamine of overcoming obstacles, of conquering challenges, of embracing and loving the suffering process, because you know it's feeding the good elite version of yourself and you're no longer stealing from yourself. That's where magic happens, baby. That's power. It's real. It's raw. There's nothing like it at all. At all. I mean, I know I get all fucking hyped, but it's like I have to do shit because I'm fucking scared of it. I'm terrified. So I got to do it. And that makes me not terrified anymore. That conquers the fear. That builds my confidence. And it's like when I'm out working everybody else, I'm looking around. Not that I'm in essence better as far as of what we could be, but I'm choosing actively to feed the better version of myself. So in essence, we're becoming better. And you're better than anybody trapped in chains because you're breaking the chains. And now, as you know that, you can't be beating people down because of it, because now you're feeding the bad wolf again. You have to be able to lift people up, say, hey, this is how you break your fucking chains. Come with if you want to come. If not, no worries. You can stay as long as you want. Do your fucking thing. But I'm breaking free. I'm getting my wings up. I'm fucking flying. I'm not doing any of this bullshit where I'm fucking trapped on the ground. Fucking the chains get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until I'm trapped. And so many people feel fucking trapped right now. And rule number one is face the fucking fear, walk straight into it, embrace the suffering. And once you break through it, and once you feel it and you can heal it, you'll never be better. I mean, if you guys you do even a fraction, you do a half, you do a quarter, you do a fucking 1/16th, you do 1/16th of the facing of the fears that you guys have done in the past. I tell you, you'll become a new fucking person, a new being, and you'll be spreading light. You're like, whoa, I didn't. It's like I knew there was a movie that said I could do that in my head, but I didn't really believe it until I started facing it. So I'm telling you, we're not these visions, these movies that we run in the head, the what ifs, the good movies mentalities that, well, what if I could do that? That split second of the positive before all the doubt and the fear, well, you can't do that, you're not good enough, or what if this happens, or what if this terrible thing happens? If you can hold that good movie and entertain the good ideas and entertain the best version instead of the scary fucking fearful version, I'm telling you guys, we're living in the movie right now, and you get to direct it. We are the fucking directors of our own movie, but you got to be able to work with the big G, because he puts the vision of what that direction should even be in the first place. So I just had to share that because I was getting hot tonight on it with some journaling, with some studying, and man, I'm living, guys. Fucking living. And I want you guys to feel this way too. And if there's anything I can do for you, I mean, I'm just a fuck up trying to become something better every single day. I was born a fuck up, but I chose to be something different, and I'm becoming more of that winner every single day. And if I can help you in any way, even the smallest fucking pathway, let me know. Like I said, I'm nothing special. I've been through it all. I've done all the garbage. I'm telling you, if anybody's been through it, I'm one of them. I'm not better than anybody as far as my past experiences, but I've learned. And if I can help anybody else through their stuff, I want to. So if this helps you at all, share it. If it doesn't, no worries. But guys, can you feel it? It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Man, I'm so fucking excited for you guys, and just love you guys with all my heart. And from one human to another, I mean, we get to choose to be winners, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, or like Jesus talked about being born again, or any religious being awakening, whatever you want to call it. It's here, and it's right now, and it's all around us. You get to decide where you have your focus. You get to decide where your RAS, your reticular activating system, is ignited towards, and we're going to get that. We're going to get it. So again, if this helped you guys at all, please share. If not, man, I'm just fucking grateful for you guys. And don't hesitate to reach out. I'm on Telegram at the Vigilante33. And outside of that, get a hold of me for my personal. If you don't have my personal, I hope to meet you when I meet you. But I'm going to be off of social media for a while I'm training, getting ready for this basically fight camp coming up in the fourth quarter, whether it be October, November, or December. You guys are going to be able to see what happens, and I'm going to be able to see what happens. And I'm so fucking blessed to be able to take this journey, and I hope you guys take your own journey. And I'll help you. I'll support you. A rising tide raises all ships, and a candle that lights another candle loses nothing, guys. Love you guys.